Grant Ellis' mom shares true feelings about son's breakup. June 16, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelor Grant Ellis is close with his mom. Fans of the show met her when he introduced his final women to his family. Renee Ellis spoke out about his recent split from Juliana Pasquarosa. Keep reading to find out what she said. Grant Ellis announces split from Juliana Pasquarosa. Grant Ellis got engaged to Juliana Pasquarosa. Split rumors followed the couple almost immediately after the season 29 finale aired in March. The couple seemed happy last month during a trip to Aruba. But fans thought it was odd that the couple never posted much on social media or seemed to spend much time together. The Aruba trip briefly put an end to the rumors, but the chatter began again after Juliana was spotted without her engagement ring. Grant Ellis took to social media last Friday to confirm that the rumors were true and the engagement was off. Juliana followed up with a post of her own. Both announcements were posted on Instagram story, which disappeared after a few hours, so some fans missed the news of the split. Fans questioned if his mom liked her. Grant Ellis' other finalist, Ligia Guerre, also met his mom during the season finale in the Dominican Republic. The show hinted that Grant was torn between Juliana and Ligia, but ultimately chose Juliana. Fans of the show were convinced that Grant's mom, Renee, didn't really like Juliana that much. While his mom penned a beautiful poem for Juliana's birthday in April, fans noticed something was wrong. She misspelled Juliana's name as Juliana, which some fans thought was a red flag. In the poem, his mom said she would have chosen Juliana for Grant. June has been a month of heartbreak and happiness in Bachelor Nation. Grant and Juliana broke up, but there were two weddings. Season 18 Bachelorette Michelle Young married her boyfriend of 2 years, Jack Leas. Zach Shawcross and Katie Biggar from The Bachelor tied the knot in May, but waited until June to announce it to the world. There are more weddings in store for the franchise this year, too. Bachelorette Hannah Brown's wedding is soon and Charity Lawson's wedding is this fall. But it's the end of the road for Juliana and Grant. His mom had an inside look at their relationship when she met Juliana. Renee Ellis took to Instagram to publicly share her thoughts on the breakup. She put her thoughts in the form of a poem called Friendship. Grant and Juliana's journey did not end in anger, bitterness, or disparity. Their friendship simply inspired mutual growth and clarity, the poem began. It continued, special moments they've experienced together, distinctive memories left untethered, respect for one another, without regrets and no complaints. A friendship that will last forever. Grant's mom added, marriage is a big decision. The connection they developed for one another went beyond television as they sorted through emotions, similarities, and differences, Renee added in her poem. In the end, their dreams and visions were met with support and understanding. Now they bless each other with happy futures and new beginnings. She ended the poem by thanking everyone for their love and support. Share your thoughts in the comments about Grant's mom addressing the breakup. Mom shares true feelings about son's breakup. The Bachelor's most emotional family confession yet. The calm after the rose. When the cameras stopped rolling and the fairy tale music faded into a distant memory, there was one woman who hadn't yet said her piece. Not in the After the Final Rose special, not on Instagram, not even in the tabloids. Until now. Margaret Ellis, the poised and private mother of The Bachelor Season 29's leading man, Grant Ellis, had remained an enigma. A graceful presence during family visits, she'd become a fan favorite despite her minimal screen time. But after the dramatic, blindsiding breakup between Grant and his chosen finalist, Juliana Pasquarosa, the whispers began. People wanted to know, what did Grant's mom really think? And on a breezy June morning, sitting by her bay window in Charleston with a fresh cup of green tea, Margaret decided it was finally time to speak. A son torn between hearts. Grant Ellis had been America's golden boy, A charming restaurateur with a clean-cut look, a slow smile that melted hearts, and a maturity that made him stand out in a sea of Bachelor leads. But none of that mattered when his relationship with Juliana came crashing down just 3 months after the finale aired. I was shocked, Margaret admits during an exclusive one-on-one interview, but I wasn't surprised. Wait, what? She leans back, fingers tapping gently against the porcelain teacup. You can tell a lot about a person by the way they treat your son when no one's watching, and I paid attention. While Bachelor Nation had bought into the romance, the yacht dates, the tearful confessions, the unforgettable finale in the Maldives, Margot had seen something else entirely, and it began, as most things do, with intuition. Meeting Juliana, I was open, Margot recalls. I told Grant from the start, bring whoever you fall in love with. I'll embrace her with an open heart. But when Juliana walked into our family meet and greet, there was a chill. Grant had introduced Juliana to his family during the final week of filming, just days before proposing. But Margot remembers it well. Juliana had been gracious, articulate, and beautiful, but something was missing. She looked at Grant like he was a prize. Margot says quietly, not like a partner, there's a difference. This wasn't just the musings of a protective mother. Margot had grown up in a military family, married young, and raised 2 children after becoming a widow at 36. She knew love, resilience, and heartbreak, and she wasn't one to confuse lust with longevity. She was kind to me, Margot clarifies, but she didn't ask about him, about who he was as a boy, about what made him laugh. It was like she was performing. The private calls that changed everything. What Bachelor Nation didn't see, and what producers edited out, were the late-night calls between mother and son after filming wrapped. During those weeks when Grant and Juliana were trying to adjust to their new post-show lives, Grant would often call home. He didn't sound happy, Margot shares, pulling out a handwritten letter Grant had once sent her. He said he was confused. That she wanted to go public quickly, wanted fashion deals, red carpet moments. He said, Mom, it's like she's in love with the idea of us. Not me. But Grant had always been a people pleaser, a romantic, and someone who hated to disappoint, especially after millions watched him fall on one knee. So he stayed longer than he should have, Margot sighs. The night it ended. The official announcement came in a joint Instagram post. After much thought and consideration, we've decided to go our separate ways. We're grateful for the experience and the love, but we believe this is the right path forward. It was polished, civil, muted. But behind the scenes, Margot reveals, it had been messy. There were tears, from both of them, but also a sense of relief. According to Margot, Grant had ended things after a weekend in New York. She was upset he didn't want to go to an influencer dinner, said he was being too low-key for her brand. That's when it clicked for him. She loved the attention, not the man. Juliana reportedly left the apartment that night without saying goodbye. Margot didn't say, I told you so. Instead, she flew out to New York, sat beside her son on the couch, and held his hand. I told him, this doesn't make you a failure. It makes you honest. The unspoken blame. Of course, Juliana had her defenders. Online, fans accused Grant of being distant, of not fighting hard enough. Some even claimed Margot had interfered too much. Margot sighs. I said almost nothing publicly. I wasn't going to argue with the internet. But privately, it stung. I saw people saying I didn't like Juliana because she was strong. That's not true. I raised Grant to love strength. What I didn't see was emotional depth. I didn't see her showing up when it wasn't glamorous. She takes a deep breath. I know what it's like to go through hardship. I wanted to see how she'd support him through stress, through grief. I never saw that side of her. The unexpected visitor. Weeks after the breakup, Margot received an unexpected visitor. Juliana. She came to Charleston, alone. It was a gesture that surprised even Grant. She asked to meet. She wanted closure. They sat in Margot's sunroom. Two women, both heartbroken in different ways. I told her the truth, Margot recalls. I said I admired her ambition, but Grant needed someone who could take off the cameras and still be present. Someone who wouldn't just post about love, but live it. According to Margot, Juliana cried, apologized, even admitted that she got swept up in the spotlight. She said she hoped one day we'd all understand each other better. And then she left, quietly, no selfies, no press. I respected that, Margot says softly. A mother's love, a son's growth. Today, Grant is doing better. He's back in Charleston. He's opening a new Italian wine bar. And while his heart still carries bruises, Margot says he's lighter. He's laughing again, reading again, watching Chef's Table at midnight again. And dating? Not seriously, but he's open. When asked what kind of woman she hopes he ends up with, Margot doesn't hesitate. Someone who chooses him every day, not just on the days the lighting is good. The real love story. In the end, Margot believes The Bachelor gave Grant something bigger than a proposal. It taught him discernment. It taught him to listen to the quiet moments, to trust when something feels off, to walk away, even when it's easier to stay. It also brought mother and son closer. We've always been tight, but this broke us open. We had to rebuild, and we did. She smiles, eyes twinkling with tears. He's not broken, he's becoming. A message to Bachelor Nation. Before the interview ends, Margot has one final thing to say. To the fans, be kind. To both of them, you only see a slice of the story. No one's the villain. No one's perfect. And to Juliana. Thank you for loving my son the way you knew how. I hope you find the happiness you're chasing. But to Grant? Don't settle. The woman who's right for you won't need convincing. She'll know, just like I did, the moment I met you. Love rewritten. As the sun sets on Charleston and Margot's words circle across social media, something shifts in Bachelor Nation. This wasn't just a mother defending her son. It was a woman reminding us that not all love stories end with roses. Some end in quiet wisdom, in tea by the window, in hard truths, and the promise of something more authentic next time. Because sometimes, the most powerful love story is the one between a mother and the man she raised to love with his whole heart. And Grant Ellis is finally ready to use it again.